Okay. Okay, guys. We're going to look today at another way of describing things. Okay, so we know that we talked about describing things with, general adjective by saying, this is nice, my house is big, the car is modern, but sometimes we can talk about these and describe them in a different way. For example, I would say this house is big and this is a good thing, but I can also give it a degree by saying this house is too big for us. Okay, big is a good thing, but when I say too big here, I give it a degree and change it to bad thing, especially for us. Okay, for example, when I say my house is big enough for me, now I gave it the degree of size, okay, suitable, meaning suitable, and for me, okay, as a person. Now these things we're not only describing, but as you see, we are giving evaluation. Okay, this is evaluation. Evaluation بمعناها التقييم. Okay, when we talk about two, we are talking about negative meaning. Okay, because two refers to exaggeration. Okay, excessive things. Okay, excessive level. Okay, so when I say too big, meaning it's a bad thing. Too expensive, it's a bad thing. When I say too much, for example, pollution, or too much water, too much or too many chairs, also a bad thing. So whenever we add to, okay, to in a sentence with these examples, we had a negative meaning. Okay, so take a look at here at those examples. Here we see some examples with two. We're going to talk about two and enough, of course. Okay, so here we have some examples with two. He's too old to play football with the kids. He has too many friends. She has got too much patience. Okay, so again, in all these three sentences, the meaning is negative. It's bad. Okay, now what do we notice about them? What do we notice about these? Let's look at the examples one by one. Now, how did we use to in these sentences? Now, where is to here? Here's to, okay? And here, this is to, and again, this is to. Okay, what do we notice about the use of to in these three examples? You notice that in the first example, when we said he is to, what do we have after to? An adjective. Now here, he has two, and then I used many. Okay, what do we have after it? We have a noun. Friends, noun. Friends. Now here, she's got too much, and then patience. Patience is a noun again. Now, from here, we can notice that we can use to give this negative or excessive، يعني نستخدمها لإعطاء المعنى السلبي أو المبالغ فيه، but with in two ways. We can either use adjectives or use nouns. Okay, so we use either adjectives or nouns. So here, adjective, and here, noun. Noun. Okay, so an adjective and a noun, and of course here the same thing. A noun. Noun again. Okay. Now, so we know now we can use to with adjectives or nouns to evaluate things. Okay, and of course, too old, too big, too small. Even if I use a positive adjective, I think, for example, like big. Big usually it's a good thing when you have a big house. But when I say this house is too big for me, or this house is too big for us because we are a very small family. Okay, so we are a family of three, and there are 5 bedrooms in the house. This is too much for us. Okay, so this is why. So now, two with adjectives to give them negative meaning, and two with the noun to talk about negative quantity or amount. And if you notice here, يعني تلاحظوا nouns countable and uncountable. Friends, countable. Patience, uncountable. Patience معناها, you know what's the meaning of patience? صبر. Yes. So he has too many friends because it's countable. I used many with it. And here, because after two I used patience, uncountable noun, we used much with it. So if I use two with nouns, I have to use many or much to talk about this noun. It's countable or uncountable, depending on countable or uncountable. Okay. Now, let's look at enough. Now, the meaning of enough, as you know from before, from previous lectures, enough means suitable amount. Okay. It means suitable amount or quantity. Good. Unless we make it into negative, meaning not enough, not it is, for example, there aren't enough chairs, this house isn't big enough, so now it becomes not suitable. Okay, not suitable. Now let's look at the examples with enough. Okay, هي enough معناها كافي أو مناسب. Okay, let's take a look at the examples. For example, you are not working fast enough. So take a look. Let's take a look at enough here. This is enough. Excuse me. This is enough. Okay. Here. This is enough. 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 Okay. Now, you are not working fast enough. Dave is intelligent enough to do right things. I don't have enough time. We don't have enough handouts for the students. Again, as we saw with to, or as we can see in the examples with to, enough is used here in those 4 sentences, sometimes with adjectives and sometimes with nouns. Let's take a look. For example, the adjectives here: fast, intelligent, intelligent, I'm sorry. And here with nouns, time and handouts. Okay, so what do we notice here about the use of these nouns and adjectives with enough? We notice that the position of enough is different depending on the use. موقعها بيختلف. Now look here, for example, fast and then enough, intelligent and then enough. Okay, so when I have an adjective, what did I do with these two adjectives? I put enough after my adjective. Okay, while here with nouns, I put the word enough, okay, before the noun. Okay, so if I have adjective, enough after the adjective. If I have noun, after the noun. Okay, and if you notice here, I don't have enough time. This is uncountable. Here, enough handouts, countable, because we know that enough can be used with countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so as a summary, we can take a look at this chart. Okay, so this is the summary of our, of our use of to and enough. The purpose, more than needed. I can use it with adjectives. Okay, before the adjective. I can use it with nouns. Uncountable nouns I use much. Countable nouns I use many. Enough. Okay, I can use it to mean sufficient or suitable. Okay, and I can use it with enough, with the adjectives. I've put it after the adjective, or I can use it with nouns and I put it before the noun, whether countable or uncountable, the same way. Okay, so this is a summary for the evaluation.